Superhero films are the dominant form of entertainment at the box office these days, which means just about everyone is interested in doing a Marvel or DC movie. The shared universes have scooped up numerous talents, ranging from rising stars to established A-listers to Academy Award winners. Landing a coveted role in just one of these projects can be a dream come true for an actor. Typically, one endeavor is more successful than the other, but it's still impressive to have that on your resume. Here are 10 famous actors who have been in Marvel and DC films. Ben Affleck. In the early days of the superhero boom, Ben Affleck tried to jump in by taking the lead role in Daredevil. Unfortunately, it was far from a hit thanks to its mixed reviews, and only took in $179 million worldwide in 2003. Many years later, after turning his career around, Affleck got a chance at comic book redemption, signing on to play Bruce Wayne in the highly anticipated Batman vs. Superman. The announcement of his casting was met with criticism, but Affleck's performance was one of the most praised elements of the film. Now that he's locked in to direct a solo Batman movie and help produce Justice League, Affleck is the clear face of the DCEU. Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds first dived into the comic book realm with roles in Marvel adaptations Blade Trinity and X-Men Origins Wolverine. Neither struck a chord with fans, and the latter of those two was particularly maligned for its portrayal of the Deadpool character. Reynolds figured that jumping to the DC side of things might lead to better results, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Green Lantern was a disaster, bombing at the box office and with critics. It took a while, but Reynolds has finally carved out a spot for himself in the pantheon of great superhero performances. The standalone Deadpool movie received widespread praise and shattered records. A sequel is now on the way. Chris Evans and Idris Elba. Evans and Elba are two of the most famous faces in the MCU, having lent their talents to multiple installments in the Captain America, Thor, and Avengers series. To many, they're Marvel royalty, but they've also worked with the fine folks at DC. They both starred in the Vertigo adaptation The Losers in 2010, but that film failed to make much impact in the zeitgeist. Coincidentally enough, Evans and Elba have also appeared in Marvel titles that are not associated with Disney's brand. Evans played the Human Torch in 2 Fantastic Four films, while Elba was in the second Ghost Rider movie. Tim Robbins. Looking over Tim Robbins' filmography, you'll see Oscar-nominated works like The Shawshank Redemption, Mystic River, and The Player, but the actor clearly didn't have the same kind of luck when it came to choosing which comic book movies to star in. He's been a part of horrible flops for both Marvel and DC. In 1986, he was in the failed Howard the Duck movie, which grossed just $37 million worldwide. 25 years later, he was back at it with Green Lantern in 2011. Superhero films aren't for everyone, and maybe Robbins should just look at other genres for now until a better offer comes along. Laurence Fishbone. The world of comic books has a multitude of characters with a seemingly infinite range, and nobody represents that better than Laurence Fishbone. He provided the voice for the titular Silver Surfer in the second Fantastic Four film, giving life to an all-powerful individual capable of anything. In 2013, he played the human and decidedly powerless Perry White, editor of the Daily Planet. None of his forays into the superhero genre have been critical hits, but Fishbone has consistently been a strong presence in all of them. He even had some good moments of comic relief in Batman vs. Superman, so hopefully we see more of him in the DCEU. James Marsden. It's frequent for actors to collaborate multiple times with a certain director that they enjoy working with. It would appear that James Marsden is loyal to filmmaker Bryan Singer, and not just one comic book franchise. Marsden and Singer worked together on the first 2 X-Men films in the early 2000s, kickstarting the superhero movie craze we currently live in. In 2006, when Singer jumped to DC to helm Superman Returns, Marsden went with him to play Lois Lane's boyfriend. As a result, Cyclops was killed off early in X-Men The Last Stand, which angered many. J.K. Simmons. One of the most pitch-perfect castings in all of superhero films has been J.K. Simmons as Daily Bugle boss J. Jonah Jameson in the original Spider-Man trilogy. He so accurately embodied the spirit and look of the character that the future cinematic incarnations of the property have stayed away from Jameson completely. Now that Simmons' time with Marvel is done, he's shifting gears to DC. The Oscar winner was recently cast as Batman ally Commissioner James Gordon in the Justice League film, becoming the next acting great to bring life to the iconic character. Audiences can't wait to see Simmons share the screen with Affleck's Batman. Tommy Lee Jones. Jones has had one of the most varied filmographies in all of Hollywood, so it's no surprise he's done his fair share of comic book movies. His first appearance was as the villainous Two-Face in Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever, delivering a campy and over-the-top performance. Years later, he had a more subdued turn in Captain America: The First Avenger, as Colonel Phillips, Steve Rogers' commanding officer in the US Army. He provided a sense of gravitas to that role and proved to be a memorable supporting character. It's a shame his time in the MCU is complete, but maybe there's some room for him in the DCEU somehow. Will Smith. By now, everyone knows that Will Smith played Deadshot in Suicide Squad, turning in a strong performance as the assassin with a heart of gold. Many can't wait to see the character return in future DCEU installments. But years before Smith played Floyd Lawton, he was in a Marvel Comics adaptation. It's a little known fact, but Men in Black was an obscure comic book before it was turned into an entertaining summer blockbuster. There, Smith displayed excellent chemistry with co-star Tommy Lee Jones, in a part that firmly established his place among the Hollywood's elite. Smith headlined a trilogy, but now with Deadshot, he seems to be fully committed to DC. Josh Brolin and Michael Fassbender. Jonah Hex is considered to be one of the worst comic book films of all time. It's surprising to see so many top-tier actors in its cast. Among the names were Josh Brolin and Michael Fassbender, and they both got superhero redemption later on in their careers. Fassbender went on to play a young Magneto in the X-Men First Class trilogy, earning much praise for his performances as the complex antagonist. Brolin is in place as Thanos in the MCU, making a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy before his role expands greatly in 2018's Avengers: Infinity War. Both have to be happy with the way this turned out. Hey everyone, if you liked this video, make sure that you check out our friends at the CBR YouTube channel. They've got some amazing new videos about movies, TV, video games, comics, and tons of more fun stuff. Check out their new video, subscribe to their channel, and don't forget to tell them that Screen Rants sent you. Those are just some of the actors who have been in Marvel and DC films. Which ones did we miss? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun videos like this one. Thanks for watching.